Hi guys, welcome to Seriology, a weekly conversation among friends regarding what's currently on the small screen, sometimes on the big screen, and what might have trended in the past with me, Rich the Hot Broccoli, TV addict, cat lover, and monster sculptor, and Lady Alexa, self-proclaimed TV addict, dreamer, and sucker for romantic shows.
Well, hello, Serilovers, to a new episode of
Welcome
Seriology.
back, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back.
I'm excited today, Rich. This episode is going to be fun.
I don't know. I have a little bit of reservations about this one.
How come?
Well, it is a era of reboots. I feel like Hollywood has zero imagination anymore, and they are just vomiting back up old stuff, old material.
Which is why I think it's going to be a fun episode, because we're getting into the nitty-gritty of some shows that I don't think they should have gotten a reboot, and some that actually did it well.
Yeah, and there's a few things I'm really excited about.
Yeah, me too. I have a couple things that I want to get out that I have a lot of feelings for, but and I have to say this because this is the best episode to talk about BH.
I already know
90210.
90210. Our original show starter / reboot. Rich's annoyance.
Our Seri lovers are waiting for that. Last time we spoke about this, we were left on episode 3. We are now on episode 4. Well, this episode is going to cover episode 4. They're going to begin shooting the reboot in the reboot on this incredible meta version of Beverly Hills 90210. And a lot of things are happening. The first script was a piece of crap. They hated it, so they decided to rewrite it themselves. Shannon Doherty is finally back and into the show, and her character is so funny because she's this hippie girl that everything is peace and love, and she ended up being the one that got the most money from the show.
The original show, or from this reboot /
from this
internal reboot?
Yeah, from the fake reboot. She held up, and because she knew that the show wouldn't happen without her, she asked for more money, and she got double than everybody else. So everybody was wait, what happened?
She is the star. And remember, everybody, that was who I was supposed to be in that little quiz we took a couple weeks ago.
Yes, that was your character.
You know why? Because she's a badass.
Yeah, and she got the most money, and everybody was joking around. And Jenny Garth, which is one of my favorite actresses, she got a new bodyguard, and the bodyguard is very handsome, and he's been helping her, and they kind of fell in love by the end of the episode. And she welcomed her daughter into acting, but her daughter was really crappy. Her daughter didn't know how to act. So
was it most of them pretty bad back then?
I think that everybody.
Tori Spelling, the daughter of the showrunner.
Nepotism. They touch nepotism on this
on
subject
the show
as well. Yeah.
Huh?
Could you believe that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I totally believe that. I mean, Tori Spelling has zero talent. Zero, and that's the only reason why is because her dad was the showrunner. Which is weird because he bought her fake boobs. I
feel
back then.
I don't know why. She had a really hard pregnancy with baby number 4. And I don't know if this is part of what happened, but my dad is a plastic surgeon, so I kind of grew up watching books and things like that of how things are supposed to look after surgery and how botched things look. And there's something weird on her breast area. She has a little dent on her.
Well, that's sort of a commonality with fake boobs. The rib cage thing. The rib cage factor, everybody.
It's
Hashtag rib cage factor.
It's like a deep dent, and she wears a lot of like a lot of decolletage.
Decolletage?
Yeah,
Decolletage.
she wears a lot of those, and you can see it, and I'm like, is that on purpose? But I think that she looks very well. It's just that little thing that.
All right, let's get back to the story instead of Tori spelling boobs.
So the episode ended with a fire. Somebody set the set on fire.
On purpose?
Yes. And on top, and they put on graffiti, like, stop filming without me.
Oh,
bum,
okay.
Bum, bum.
Wow. Oh, fake reality.
And on top of that, like, a lot of things were answered in this 4th episode. I'm sorry that I'm throwing so much, but it's just like a lot of things happen. And Brian Austin Green, he had a PA that he's been creepy, a full-on creeper since the very first episode. And we find out that the reason why he was being such a creeper with him and his family is because he is his bastard child.
Oh no!
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, let's get into this show.
Yay! So I'm very excited for reboots, and honestly, I have to say something. I am digging this reboot. I am digging this meta hidden versions of themselves. I think it was a very clever idea of making fun of them, of themselves. So I'm in. I think that they did it well, and it's working better than the original 90210.
Well, that was a
reboot
drama
back in 2008.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Back in 2008,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we broke this up into a few categories for you guys because it is so much. There's seriously probably about 70 shows that are getting rebooted or revamped or refreshed or whatever RE you want to throw on this. And the first category is kind of my personal favorite because every bit of them were really great shows, and I feel like they're going to be able to wrap up some stuff with a movie.
I like that.
Yeah, I loved when.
By the way,
Firefox
I think we should have like a
Firefly.
Firefox. I'm like,
yeah. I cannot. For some
Chrome?
reason in my head lately, the web browser and the TV show are cross-platforming.
I think we should have was it good? How much, like, a rating system for each thing? What do you say?
For each what? Like, how? I'm a little confused.
For the ones that have been already out, because some of these are still in talks, but for the ones that have been already out, we should give them a rating system, a rating star, like they did it well, they didn't bad, so it was they suck or they didn't.
All right, boots. We'll go with boots. I'm gonna give that. Yeah, let's go 5 boots for good.
Perfect. Yeah. I like that.
Okay. Since we're rebooting,
I think you should go for the first category.
My favorite written show.
So I think you should go for it.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Tell us why we should like this one.
Everybody in the world should watch Breaking Bad because it was the most unique writing I've ever experienced. I believe Vince Gilligan deserves every award he's ever gotten. I loved the ending. The finale was gorgeous. It was poetically beautiful. But you always wondered whatever happened to Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul's character. And we now, the AMC and Netflix, are building us a movie to find out what happened to Jesse. And you really need to watch the show. Seriously. You get 0 boots for not watching the show.
I am going to, and I'm very excited for all the Breaking Bad fans. I know that it's become a cult.
Yes.
It's become a cult, and I'm very excited for it. So I hope it does well. I really hope it does well.
I do too. And I hope it could spin off something else, like the way it spun off Better Call Saul.
You know what? For the shows that I've seen that you haven't seen, I feel like I should have a 30-second to convince you as to why you should watch it.
Well, you got me on Riverdale.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
And you got me on Riverdale. I started
thing.
Riverdale.
You should give me a 30-second as to why I should watch Breaking Bad.
Okay. Breaking Bad, I don't even need 30 seconds. Breaking Bad is the best show.
Wait a second, you haven't started yet. Let me set
Are
the
you really putting a
alarm.
timer? You
Yes.
don't even need it. You don't need. That's all I need. Hands down. Ask anybody who's watched it. Breaking Bad is the best show ever written.
Okay, wait a second. 30. And go.
All right. Breaking Bad takes you on a journey so unexpectedly from a cancer patient to a meth manufacturer to a meth mogul, a drug mogul, and you never know where the writing is going to take you. It is I can't say it enough. It is brilliant. Everyone you ever ask will always tell you, I think I've watched the seasons twice.
You didn't take 30 seconds.
I didn't even need
proud
30 seconds.
of you.
Hashtag awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm I agree with you, and I definitely it's definitely on my list on Netflix, and I'm gonna watch it.
Okay, good.
You see,
you got
guys,
me on Riverdale. You're
I'm
taking down Breaking Bad.
I'm a good friend, you guys. I'm a really good friend. Believe it or not. So the next one,
I'm excited about this one too. I loved this show.
I
and
can't
this is
believe...
totally a you show too.
Okay, so I have to say a couple of things with this show. Well, I'm a huge Jane Austen fan. It's my favorite author. It's the woman that I admire. I've seen her autobiography, like the movies, the BBC versions, by the way, not the fake American ones, the BBC versions. I don't know how many times. I've seen the BBC versions of Pride and Prejudice, Emma,
they do
Sense
a
and
better job.
Sensibility, Northanger Abbey. I don't know how many times.
BBC has done a way better job at her stuff.
Yes, I've read the books. Pride and Prejudice is my favorite. And yes, I've seen the new movie, and I love the new movie because I fell in love with the actor. But for some reason, I never got into Downton Abbey. And everybody kept telling me, Anna, this is a show that you're going to like. And I never got into it until 2 months ago.
Really, that long? The show's been out for like 19 years.
Yes, until 2 months ago that I said, you know what? Because I started it, and half through the first episode, I stopped it and I never watched it. And then 2 months ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to watch it. And I couldn't stop watching it.
Like, I love the show. I even went to see the costume exhibition that they had at the gallery here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
No, I got obsessed with it. I couldn't stop. And Maggie, now I understand why they gave so many awards to Professor McGonagall. I'm sorry. I know her name is Maggie something, but to me, she's always going to be Professor McGonagall. I love her as an actress, and she just kills it in that role. Everything is just fantastic. The scenery, the costumes, the fights.
They built a world. They built a world that you could just live in when you watch the show.
And how things are coming. I couldn't stop laughing when the radio comes in for the first time. Yeah. Everybody's against, like, all the servants were against it, but then everybody has it. The same with the icebox, quote unquote. Oh, this is horrible. This is like, what are we gonna do? This is witchcraft, and then they love it. Same with like light, energy light.
So where do you think they're gonna take this movie?
So I know that the king and queen are coming to Downton Abbey, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
They got the entire cast that survived.
The entire cast has survived so far. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see. I only saw the trailer once because I haven't wanted to try and see it too much because I feel like it's gonna take away from when I go into the movies
experience
and
of
see it.
Yeah. Is this going out the theatrical release, or is this coming to one of the streaming services?
Theatrical release this month. It's coming this month, guys. So,
oh, okay. I didn't even know it was that soon.
Yes, I've been super excited. There have been rumors that Mr. Crawley, there's gonna be like a dream or something where Matthew Crawley is gonna appear. So that is. I'm looking forward to it. However, if it doesn't happen, which it's very, I think it's not gonna happen, I'm gonna still be happy. But all the characters are coming back, and now it's it's gonna be the 20s,
Back with the
30s.
old gang.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this one, and I don't think that we need to do a 30-second because we both love it, and everybody should go and watch this show. It's fantastic. The trauma, the character development, the scenery, everything. It's magnificent. Also, I feel like every single British actor
That's ever been
that has
has been in this show.
Has been in the show. Like everybody from, I don't know how many actors from Game of Thrones are also in the show.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And it's like that and like I feel like you gotta grind your teeth on this show, Game of Thrones, and Harry Potter. Like if
It's
you
like
weren't in one of those three
a
things.
recycle. No, and then and I've seen so many BBC things, and they use the same freaking actors, and it's like, do they recycle their actors?
Yeah, I think
Is
they've
it
got like 10 actors in the entire country.
I mean, that's good for them. Go the UK. Go UK. I love the UK, but I love them. I think it's a great show, and I'm looking forward to the movie.
Yeah, me too. And
The
here's
Sopranos.
yeah, this is a giant. It's disappointing that we lost James Gandolfini. He was a monolith for the show. And
I was gonna tell you, how are they gonna bring this back when
it's a prequel. This is going to be a prequel, and it's cool that his actual son Michael is going to play a 19-year-old version of him.
Oh, really?
And it's going to be based in the 60s during the Newark riots.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yeah. So I think there might be younger versions of his crew. I don't think like his wife is going to be in it at all because he's 19. And I think this movie will spawn a few others, like a franchise. I'm hoping.
I like that. No, this is a show that, like The Godfather, The Sopranos,
Yes. Yeah, this was
The
a
Sopranos
big
was
show.
the Game of Thrones of that particular era for HBO.
I think even bigger because it brought in a broader audience than Game of Thrones did.
Yeah. I mean, you think it was Sex and the City, The Sopranos, 6 Feet Under, then True Blood, and Game of Thrones that have kind of changed HBO.
Yeah, the show landscape of HBO.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm always going to throw in Deadwood. I have not yet seen it yet, but
I don't understand you. You're a big fan.
I know,
You're a
but
big fan and you haven't seen it?
Between coming up with material for this show and all your suggestions and watching shows, I have yet to find time. Even though I had all that time during the hurricane.
Serilovers.
During the hurricane.
It's my fault. Yeah, you had a full-on week off.
But I ended up watching two other shows.
He had a week off.
And one of them was a reboot, The Dark Crystal. If you guys haven't seen that and love Jim Henson.
We're going to have a full episode of that
full-on
one,
Jim Henson,
so
Dark Crystal, Muppets.
It's another one you guys should keep an eye on.
Yes.
But with Deadwood, we're closing our first category of the reboot show, and now we're following to
this is the one.
It's ... Now they're parents.
Now they're parents. Like this is my least favorite style of rebooting.
I think that done well, it's nice.
No,
Fuller House, I enjoy it. I actually loved Fuller House. I thought that they did it in a very cheeky way, reminiscent and fun. And I love that they brought the original cast with the exception of the Olsen twins.
And guys, if you don't know what we're talking about with this topic, they were kid stars and now it's a reboot where they're adults and it's their kids. So now they're parents.
So Fuller House, which is the reboot of Full House, now we have DJ, Stephanie, and what's her name? The crazy one, the neighbor?
Kimmy Gibbler.
Kimmy Gibbler. They are now the 3 sisters, the 3 parents, like Uncle Joey, Uncle whatever, and the dad. I'm like brain farting all of the names at the moment.
And Uncle Fonzie of the time.
Yes.
With his motorcycle and leather jacket.
And instead of being 3 girls, it's 3 boys. And Kimi has the only girl of the family. And they brought Fernando, which it's a really fun character. I always laugh with him. I love it. I think that we needed that kind of show, that it's just relax and a feel good type of TV, that I enjoy it, that I can just sit down and watch it and relax and not have to think, not have to worry. And I know that you like things that you have to think about. But
I do.
But this was just such a feel good show that I liked it. No, nothing bad to say here.
I feel like Nickelodeon right now is going to be the atom bomb of this category. Holy shit. They're just... how do they not come up with new material? It's a bunch of kids. Now it's parents of kids. Our generation or your generation who watched the show, are they going to tune into Nickelodeon for...
Clarissa?
Yeah. And Lizzie McGuire, that's Disney. Ravensworld, was that Disney. Or Disney?
Sister is this... No, Sister is Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Between these two companies...
Disney and Nickelodeon are doing a lot of reboots in this section, and I agree with you. Now, Girl Meets World, I feel like it was Disney's first reboot into this area. It was great to have Topanga and Corey back, and they have a daughter, and you get to know them, and then you see Sean come back, and Sean, he sees himself in the eyes of the little girl's best friend. I don't know what happened there that it got canceled, to be quite honest with you, because I thought that it was a really good show. I didn't see...
I think it got blanketed by a huge amount of content, and I think it was around when reality shows started becoming popular too.
I was enjoying this. I was really enjoying this show. I thought
I love the original.
The original. I
loved Boy Meet World. That was, when I was growing up.
I catch the reruns.
I thought it was a great show, and I couldn't get into Girl Meets World.
I did get into Girl Meets World. Maybe I should give you like a 30-second timeout as to why you should watch Fuller House and Girl Meets World.
Yeah, no, those aren't ones that you're not going to get into that.
Going back to Clarissa Explains It All. Clarissa Explains It All was such a fun and weird show to watch back in my days.
Yeah, these are all 90s kids shows.
Back in my days, and I don't know if you watch it in college, because guys, I just found out that Rich used to watch a lot of interesting shows when he was in college.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm sure people of my generation will agree. We watched Blue's Clues.
Oh God.
The Magic School Bus. And Teletubbies when it was on.
Did you really watch Teletubbies?
Yeah, it was weird and funny and awkward, and
it was funny.
Creepy,
what was funny about it?
I don't remember it. It was 20 years ago, but
I agree with the creepiness.
The creepy baby son.
I was never
made me giggle. I don't know why. It just made me giggle every time it came up.
Oh God. But back to Clarissa, Melissa. This was the era of Melissa Joan Hart, because she nailed it with Clarissa, with the character of Clarissa, this teenager that knew everything and that had this quirky best friend that will always get on her.
I feel like that's sort of a running theme of that, the quirky best friend that's sort of annoying, sort of funny, kind of tries to make Snide, and
the annoying little brother, that knows it all. But Clarissa was kind of like the Kickstarter of this type of shows. It was one of the first, which is what makes it special.
Is Sabrina on this list?
Yes.
Is she a mom? Like, is the new ones? Is she okay?
No.
So she's
this
not
is
on
in
this
another category. Yes. But I'm looking forward to Clarissa. I want to see how they tackle it.
And you watched Lizzie McGuire and Ravensworld too. That's still the 90s kids shows.
I was a huge Lizzie McGuire fan, and I'm so happy to see Miranda, Gordo, and Lizzie back together, and see if Ethan makes another appearance. I mean, if you guys remember Ethan, he was Lizzie's popular guy that she was always in love with. And poor Gordo was always on the backside, even though he was in love with her. Even they actually made a movie at the end, and in the movie, she accepts that Gordo is the love of her life. I have to give it to her there.
How sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Raven's World.
Raven's World, I think it was annoying.
Wasn't that
No, not annoying. It's
the
fun,
actress?
but-
Wasn't that the late Cosby kid on the Cosby Show?
Yeah.
Like she came
The
late,
youngest
way
one.
yes.
The youngest one.
It wasn't Rudy, was it? No, it was like they kind of adopted, or I can't remember. It was so long ago, and I thought it was kind of impressive that she was the one.
Rich, that is a show you watched, not a show I watched.
The Cosbys.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was too old for me.
Okay. yeah, pretty much. Hey.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no, it's not my fault. I'm older and wiser.
I tried to make it funny and it didn't come out funny. Jeez. No,
yeah, I'm old.
But I know that she was on. I was just trying to make a joke of it.
No, I got totally.
And it came out so bad. I suck at jokes, guys. Rich is the fun one here, and I'm just
Zero
the one
boots.
trying to be funny here.
0 boots on that joke.
0. Let's do like -5 boots. Ravens. Okay, so I'm gonna give it some ratings to this shows. So Girl Meets World, to me it had 3.5 out of 5 boots. Fuller House, 5 out of 5 boots. Clarice Explains It All. I just hope it's good. I hope it lives out of the expectations of all the fans. Lizzie McGuire, it's coming out on Disney Plus, so I'm really looking forward to this one. And just like Clarissa, I hope it lives to the expectations. Raven's World, which is already out there, it's just weird. It's with the original cast, the best friend, and now they're the parents, and they live together, but they don't live together. It's just a mess that I'm gonna give it 2 boots out of 5.
We got a weird one on this Now They're Parents category too. NYPD Blue.
I
ABC
never saw
show.
this one. I never saw this one.
I thought it was a good show. It was a very popular show, and it also had a very standout character, Dennis Franz, which was like a chubby bald guy that was kind of a hero character. He was a dick, but he was a hero character to us average guys.
Okay.
But like this, the new one, the reboot, is we're following Andy Sipkowitz's son as he investigates his father's death. Like, okay.
Fun.
Like, yeah, that's going to be the arc for every season? Or is that going to be just like, does he find his father's killer at the end of season 1, and then where do they take that from there? He's just son as a detective.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they're going to do NYPD Blue justice with this reboot.
How many boots do you think?
I'm going to guess 1 boot.
Oh wow, you went low on that one.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't like this model.
Okay, so
The story model.
we are giving it 2 boots for this category, ladies and gentlemen.
An average of 2 boots for this category.
Yes. Now we go into the full-on reboot category.
There is a shit ton of this.
Yes. So with this
A few of these, I'm going to argue if they're actually reboots or just extending their story.
Okay, so here on this category, guys, we have the show that came back with the similar plot, with a whole new cast.
Dynasty came out 30-something years ago. I remember my parents watching that when I was 8 or 9.
I didn't exist, but my mom talks great about the show. She says that it was incredible.
Yeah, it was one of those shows you came home from wherever you're at to go watch.
Yeah, my mom loved it. Jackie, is it Jackie? I know it's one of the Collins sisters. I don't know if it's Jackie. No, it's the other one. She says that was like the best role she ever had, and the fights, and everybody was an asshole. I am watching the current Dynasty.
Is it any good?
I love it.
Is it like what's that country music show that has the girl from Heroes, the blonde?
Oh, Nashville?
Yes. Is it kind of the same?
No.
lines is that?
I never got into Nashville, but this one is bigger and better. I don't know. Everything is beautiful, and the fights. There's an actual girl on girl grabbing each other by the hairs and following in a pool scene. It's unbelievable. I love it, and I think I should be given a 30-second
All right, fire away.
timeout as to
This is
why.
your 1 30-second.
We're
One
getting
person-
a lot of
one per
30
episode.
seconds. No.
One per episode. That's
Okay.
the deal.
Here we go.
Are you sure this is the one you want to choose to 30-second me?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose more than one. So
No. We
Take a
got a
chill
lot to
pill.
cover here.
take a chill pill because guys, you don't see him, but his face right now is like it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it just sounds like a scripted reality show. But
You're wrong.
okay. All right, give me the 30 seconds
Okay.
See if I'll give it a shot.
Now, Dynasty, the new one, is incredible. It's with great actors. The guy from Melrose Place, this new girl from Nickelodeon, by the way, and a Venezuelan guy that plays the new character of Sammy, which in the original one was Heather Locklear. But the fun thing of this is how beautiful things are, and everything has a problem, and everybody has like an agenda. You can never trust anyone. Even the person that you think it's good, it's an asshole. And that is my
That was your 30 seconds?
30 seconds, guys.
Haha. You know you've just described every show that's on the CW.
No, this one is
Yeah,
just
everyone's got an agenda. It's a bunch of
amazing.
rich people that are fighting.
I don't know how to say this, but now you should have a no. Okay, no, I'm not gonna give you a 30-second as to why you're not gonna watch it. But I give the show.
I'll give it a shot.
five.
You know I'll give it a shot. I'll
Oh,
watch an
you're the
episode or
best.
two.
And I'll watch Breaking Bad. I
Yeah.
promise you.
You got to get through 3 episodes of break. That's how we're gonna do it. 3 episods
Okay.
to bring you in, to grab you.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay,
So
you're giving this straight up 5 boots. A perfect
yes.
show. A perfect show.
Okay, 4 boots.
Okay, because like Game of Thrones is 4 3/4 boots.
No, come on.
Well, last season, final season.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing about the final season is that the episodes were bad. Why are we even talking about this?
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
not derail me.
Yeah, you're tangenting. Tangent.
Okay, so
right,
Charm
Charmed.
is our next show, and I was a huge fan of the original Charm with Shannon Doherty, Piper. Piper was the character. Holly Marie Combs and Alisa Milano, and then Shannon Doherty came out of the show, and they put Rose McGowan.
Yes, the one that dated Marilyn Manson.
That one.
Yeah.
I thought
She's so pretty.
the original 8 seasons of Charm were impeccable. At the time, nobody was doing what Charm was doing.
Really? They didn't have, was Charm the kicker, and then what's the one with the 2 brothers and?
Supernatural came
Yes,
way later.
way after. Okay.
Charm came into like late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay.
So yeah, Charm was the kicker of witchcrafts and things like that, and the power of 3.
Yeah, all the supernatural shows kind of. Okay, so this is the kickstart of that.
Yes. When the reboot came out, they had a
Same
lot of
cast?
mistakes. No, a
Okay,
new
good.
cast, new everything. The same house, by the way. The house that's basically a character. It's the same house in a
So they
different
just-
city because it's no
Okay.
longer in San Francisco. But when rumors were coming out that they were gonna reboot the show, the original actresses, especially Holly Marie Combs, she made it very public by saying it's too soon. The show just ended. A reboot.
They Spider-Maned it.
Yeah, a reboot of this will not make any sense. Nobody paid attention of her. Alisa Milano came back and she said, guys, I agree with Holly. It's too soon. I think that if you want to do a reboot, we should have a movie. Because this is a show that wrapped it. It had an ending.
So what
And
are they
it had
doing
a
with this
really good
reboot? Are
end.
they just like every character's a different name from the original, correct?
Yes. So because the original cast started saying was very much against this new reboot, the CW had to defend the show. So they said that it was gonna be a very woman empowering show, which that made Holly Marie come pissed because she's like, oh, and our show wasn't. We were 3 kick-ass women literally fighting everybody, but it was not a woman empowering show. Oh, well, and this one, there's, we are putting the LGBTQ community into it. Oh, they made it very woman. Like, the elders are all women.
Okay.
Big whoop. It's not a big thing. That is the big...
Did you just try to say big whoop?
Yes. What did I say?
Big whoop.
I know. Big whoop.
There we go.
But I like it. I've been seeing it. I said that I gave it a try.
Is it as good as the original?
No, never, never.
Okay. Well, they could.
The sisters have the same powers.
So, how many boots?
I'm gonna give it 2.5 out of 5.
2.5 boots. Okay.
Yeah.
This next one, I don't know how to feel about this one.
I don't know how many reboots can you do.
Yes, they've tried of the same thing.
thing.
And the only reboots that were successful were the movies. And we're talking about Charlie's Angels. The movies by Mick G were so fun and entertaining. And I felt like it captured the original essence with more of a quirkiness than the original TV show.
I never saw the original TV show.
Kick-Ass, 70s. Kick-Ass, late 70s, I think. Kick-ass crime-fighting women. My
dad had to tell me, hey, this is based on a TV show. And I was like, oh.
When the movies came out?
When the movies came out, because I was obsessed with them.
Yeah. Oh, they were so fun.
I don't know how many times I saw the first one. It got to a point that I knew the dialogue by memory.
Love the villain. I love the villain in that one. The creepy guy.
Yeah, and smelling the hair.
Yes. God, what's his name?
But that
Glover.
That mix of Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, and Cameron Diaz, they just kick it off.
But then 2011 came around, and that was completely unsuccessful.
ABC decided to do a reboot on the show, which I think it only got like 5 episodes. They cut it off. They completely
canceled it. And guess what, guys? It's coming back for another round of reboots.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing like, oh, we failed once. Let's try it again.
Yeah, let's put this sinking ship right on top of this sinking ship.
This time we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this. I think that they should have stopped after the 3 movies because nothing was going to compare to that. Nothing can compare to the original show and then to the movies. Because the movies, I feel like the original show was incredible, and then the original movies tackle a whole different audience that didn't grow up with the show, and also the old audience. And then now it doesn't make any sense because I feel like it was yesterday when those 3 movies came out. It's too soon.
Was it 3? There was 3?
3, yeah.
Did I ever see the 3rd movie? Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was 3.
I don't remember 3.
Plus, I have to say something. The new cast has an actress that I'm not a fan of, which is Kristen Stewart. She played Bella on...
Oh, yeah, the sad girl
on
from Twilight.
This woman does not know how to act. She has the same face, the same expression on everything she does. I am not a fan of her.
Oh, maybe... Okay, I'm a little looking forward to see if she could get out of that comfort zone, sad face comfort zone.
Oh, no, it was just 2 movies.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, guys. It was only 2 movies.
I don't know if my mic just picked that up, guys, but it is storming outside, and that was a huge crack of thunder.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's hot as hell where I am.
Ha!
But back to our little show that could. We're going now into Gossip Girl.
Who was the original? This is another show I didn't watch.
This is a show that came out in 2007. Fall 2007.
It had a pretty big fan base.
It has a cult.
Yeah.
Not a fan base. It has a cult. But this is a show that it's too damn soon to have a reboot.
Yeah, another
If you
two.
want to do a movie, okay. But it's a show that they had the time to develop each character and take their character to the extreme and to wrap. Everybody knew at the end who Gossip Girl was. Everybody knew, like, everything was tackled. And
yeah,
now...
Nice bow on top of the package at the end, yeah.
And now this new show is going to take 8 years after the original one with a new whole cast, a new set of students.
Just take that model and name it something different. A lot of these reboots, they could have just done that.
Yes, and it would have been a little bit better because now I'm sorry, but nobody is ever gonna do a better duo.
Like, we get excited about these reboots because we love those shows, but then when the networks do it terribly, we get so disappointed.
And look, nobody's ever gonna be a better duo than Blake Lively and Leighton Mister. Those two girls just knocked it out. And it's Blake freaking Lively. She's a freaking Barbie. Who are you gonna put that is gonna be better than Serena Serena van der Woodson.
Ooh, say that 3 more times. That's funny.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I am very against this one coming out, and I think it's gonna be the same as the original reboot of the Charlie's Angels TV show, not movie.
Just, yeah.
And this is another one that I'm on the same track. What do you think of this?
It's Joss Whedon, and he was the showrunner for my favorite show, which
he's the creator. Believe... Guys, we're talking about Buffy the Vampire Diaries. Yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm sorry. Buffy is basically the Kickstarter of all the vampire shows, and she till this day is still the kick-ass of all the vampire shows.
Vampire Slayer.
Even the movie with Luke Perry
was so different and funny.
And even the movie is incredible. Joss Whedon did with the show, and what Sarah Michelle Gellar brought into that character was incredible. Angel, I mean, he was so good, he got his own spin-offs.
Yeah.
I just don't...
But it is Joss Whedon, and I know it's Joss Whedon. Like, he went on to do the Avengers after...
And then he did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, you're right. So, I don't know, okay.
Look, when something is that good, I don't think you should mess with perfection. You should leave it there.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that Sarah Michelle Gellar said a hard no on this show. So, and it was intelligent to say a hard no on this. She already did perfection. It was 8 incredible seasons of...
Ellie, I got a question for you for this.
Yes.
And shows that are like this, that they could have just rebranded it with a different name. Do you think the networks are trying to just bank off of the franchise name?
Yeah.
By rebooting
They
these?
definitely are.
How can we squeeze a few more dollars out of this franchise?
Especially because, and to be honest with you, I'm in shock that they took so long, because the vampire hype came with Twilight back in 2008.
True Blood.
And you had Vampire Diaries, True Blood,
and Underworld,
Twilight, that Moonlight, Teen Wolf,
which was another reboot.
Moonlight only had 1 season, but it was actually a decent show.
Okay.
So I'm in shock it didn't come back on that era, but I don't think it. And
this is another show that has a huge cult following. Like, this is Comic-Con. I'm
a fan. I'm a fan of this show. I'm a freaking huge fan of this show.
Like, it's worth a rewatch type of show.
Yes. And Hulu has it, by the way, guys, if you want to rewatch it. I know that Netflix took it out, but Hulu has it.
All right. This is the next one is the one I am the most excited for.
Me too.
And it's because it's got 2 giants building this show. Robert Zemeckis and Gary Janetti writing it. And it's the Jetsons. We've seen so much Flintstone stuff. Why hasn't this been made sooner?
You took my line.
Really?
Yes, and I agree with Rich 100%. We've seen the Flintstones.
I've never been a big Flintstones fan. Always a Jetsons fan.
We've seen the Flintstone in every single thing. The Flintstones went to Vegas. The Flintstones went to work. Everything.
They have their own cereal.
But we've never seen the Jetsons, and the Jetsons is it's one of my favorite Hanna-Barbera TV shows.
The original cartoon is still the future.
It still holds up in this day and age. It was one of my favorite TV shows growing up, and as Rich and I were talking before we started recording, and I saw it in Spanish. I've never seen it in English. So
it's
the name
Jetsiones?
Los Supersónicos.
Wow, I wasn't even close.
Yeah, so the names are not different, and I asked him what is the robot name, and you said
Rosie the Robot.
But
yours sounded so much more colorful.
For us was Robotina, which I love.
That sounds like a telenovela name.
It's such a beautiful character that I grew up with, and I don't feel like this is even a reboot because it's going to be a live action show.
So excited! Robert Zemeckis.
I have no idea who these two guys are, so they better bring it. They better bring it.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one. This is out of the whole list, this is the one I'm most excited about.
Me too. I have to agree with you there. Me too.
All right, the next one is another show you've been telling me to watch.
Yes. Now, this is not one that I'm like, oh my God, you have to watch it now. Stop everything and watch it. I'm a huge Mindy Kaling fan. I think she's a freaking genius. And whatever she writes and produces, it's good and it's going to be something I like. And for Weddings and a Funeral, the reboot from the movie, now it's a TV show in Hulu. It comes out every Wednesday, by the way. It's good. It's fun. It's cheeky. It's full of surprises.
How do you feel about movies that have become TV shows like this, and Get Shorty, and all the other ones that have spun into TV shows?
I mean, Buffy the Vampire Slayer came from a movie.
Perfect example. That was perfect example.
It came from a movie, and the show became even more popular than the movie.
Yes.
So
and Get Shorty, nobody saw that show, but I feel like it's really
50-50.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You can either go really good or you can...
Fargo, another one. Yeah. Brilliant.
You can either do it really well or just not.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I guess
or that's... just not.
You just said life. That's the definition of life.
Exactly.
Toss the dice. You could win and lose.
This is one of my favorite shows, and we said it on our first episode on our introduction. Gilmore Girls is one of my top favorite shows, and
it was my secret what do you call it,
his guilty pleasure.
My guilty pleasure. Yep. Back in the day. And is this really a reboot if it's a continuation? Your thoughts,
so
everybody.
What happened? If you have any thoughts, please let us know by tagging us on Twitter at Seriology TV.
Yeah.
My thing with Gilmore Girls is that the 8th season, the creator, Amy Sherman Palladino, was not there. She was not the one who ended the show. So all the real fans and even the actors, they were like, you know what? It was such an incredible story. We did it for so long, and it wasn't given the end it deserved. And I don't know how many years later, Netflix decides, okay, let's do something. Let's do 4 very long episodes, extended episodes, as Rich corrected me, and wrap the story. One of the interesting thing is that Amy Sherman Palladino said that the minute she wrote the pilot for the show, she knew the 4 last words of the show. She knew how the show was gonna end and the last words that they were gonna be said on the show. And everybody kept asking her, like, hey, the show, you're not gonna come back. Why don't you tell us the 4 words? And she always said, no, you never know if it's gonna come back or not. no, you never know if it's gonna come
She got
back.
lucky with the
And
extra
it came
episodes.
back, and she was able to tell everybody the 4 famous words,
We could have kind of guessed these.
which, by the way, left
Like,
me
if I
like,
was at a dinner with her when she started the show or in the middle of the season, and she's like, I'm going to end it with these famous last words, I'm like, oh, it's going to be this, isn't it? It's nothing special.
it's nothing special, but it's huge because it's the story repeats itself, which it happens on many families. And especially this family, which is so complicated, and it was always that fight of Lorelai trying to make Rory not have the same life she had when she was growing up, and giving Rory all these new possibilities. But then Rory repeats the same mistakes as her mother once she's grown up, and it ends with Rory telling her mom, "Mom," Lorelai says, "Yeah," and Rory says, "I'm pregnant." Dun dun dun. And it just, I know it was a good way of ending it, but to me it was like, okay, so now we're gonna have a spin-off of finding out who the F is the father of Rory's
will be,
babies.
Rory will be in now their parents category.
But I loved those 4 episodes. I thought they were magnificent. They were incredibly well shot, and the stories were fantastic.
Yeah, this next one, this is another one where networks are squeezing dollars out of the franchise. And Will and Grace, when it came out, the chemistry of those 4 actors was unparalleled. They were the best. And it was disappointing. Like, when they wrapped up the ending of the show really well, and like that's all they needed. But I feel like it had a fan following, LA. What do you think? That kind of maybe brought this back, or maybe the actors just weren't doing what they wanted?
I think it was a little
Hey, let's give this a shot again. See if we can bring that old magic back.
It was a little bit of the network trying to bank in, and the actors saying, you know what, I miss you. I miss
which was a lot
us.
because if anybody's ever seen the behind the scenes of that show, it was this zany family, like them in real life.
Exactly. So I think it was a mix of all of that, and they decided to bring it together. Now the new show is funny, but
it doesn't have the magic.
It doesn't have the magic of the first run, and what made me sad is that I loved how the original run ended. I love that Grace went back with Leo. I love that they had a kid. I love that Will and his husband had a kid.
Plus it was Harry Connick Jr. and he's awesome.
Exactly. I just loved how everything wrapped up, and I love that Grace's daughter married Will's son. Everything was fantastic, and when they began this new chapter, they made it all seem as if it was a dream that Karen had, and it was all a nightmare.
Yeah.
So to brush off such an amazing ending on that I think that I saw as an amazing ending, it was not. I give it a 1.5 boots.
1.5 boots on that one.
Yeah, that
all
is
so
I have
low
to say.
boots. That's so low boots.
All I have to say. Even though I love Will and Grace, and I don't think that any show will ever compare, because it was a show that broke so many barriers at the time. But the new run just didn't have that magic, and it really broke my heart that fantastic ending, which is one of my favorite endings of all times, together with the Charmed one, by the way, and they just like brush it off. Oh, it was a nightmare that Karen had on the couch while she was drunk.
Yeah, and I feel like they're gonna do the same thing about Mad About You. I don't know if you watched that show.
I saw reruns of Mad About You.
And I thought that was a great show. Ended almost the same way as Will and Grace. I hope they don't ruin that show for me with this reboot it's not even a reboot, it's just a banking off the property.
Yeah, I think that's it. The next one we have on our list, guys, is
Okay, there's a couple of this genre, or I guess kids shows that they're rebooting.
yes, and these are all shows
we
that
could
Rich
just kinda-
watch in college.
In college,
guys.
we could kind of glom all these together with the Magic School Bus and Blue's Clues.
These are shows that I watched when I was in elementary school, and Rich was watching them in college.
Yeah. So, Serilovers, help me out. How many of you watched these shows in college?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have one.
Huh?
You.
Yeah. Right?
One, you and your roommate. I love El Autobús
Like
Mágico.
Rugrats,
Again,
another one.
I saw it in Spanish. And Blue's Clues, it was I felt, old me felt that I was too mature for that show.
Blue's Clues, it was still fun. I mean, there's also a couple
Yes.
of good kid shows that are getting this reboot too, like Animaniacs and Alf. Why is Alf getting a reboot? That show was terrible when it came out. Like, why?
that's a show-
Where's the creativity? Where's the creativity? Guys, get those writers going. We don't need these shows anymore.
That's a show that I remember the reruns, but I never got into them because I thought that Alf was just weird.
Creepy.
The
And
only
that
thing
laugh
I remember,
and the eating cats and...
he ate cats.
Well, he was supposed to when he was on Melmac. That's what Alf people, the culture there, they ate cats or liked cats.
Oh.
That was like the running joke throughout
Okay,
the
so
series.
That is not something you do in front of us. We are big cat people here. The only thing I remember from Alf, it was that got stuck in my head. I don't know why, because I always wanted that. He wanted to help one of the kids in the house, and she was studying something, and she's like, "Oh, Alf, please, like, quiz me on this." So he grabbed the book, he put it on one end of his ear, and it came out on the other end of his other ear, and he just knew everything.
Yeah, well, he's from Melmac. That's how they do things, I guess.
I remember being like,
Like, how do I even remember Melmac?
Yeah, I don't know how you do that, but that scene got stuck in my head, and I remember just saying, that is such a good thing, like such a good power. I need that in my life. I would pass so many books, and I will be the best student in college. I'm such a nerd, but that was like, oh my god, I want that. But yeah, no, I think that just companies like NBC, ABC, all those TV companies that I admire and they are good, but right now I feel like
we're in a rut. Yeah, just banking
they
off
just
of
want to
old
get
properties.
on the reboot bandwagon and are trying to see, oh, what can we do a reboot of?
Yeah. What's in our catalog
Let's throw a dart. Oh,
Yeah.
Growing Pains. Let's do a reboot on Growing Pains.
Yeah. But like, there was an executive sitting at a table, and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna greenlight Alf, the reboot," and everyone was like, "Hey, yay!" or whatever they do. And
Because that animal is gonna look so nice this day and age.
look, do you think they'll do a computer version of him, or are you still gonna be a stupid puppet,
I do not
a
know.
creepy puppet with a comb over?
But well, next
All right,
to
let's reel this back in. Let's land this plane back onto the list here.
we're given those reboot. Well, actually, the Magic School Bus, I give it a 5 out of 5 boots.
Perfect show.
Because I think it helps kids.
Okay.
It's a very informative.
It was a
show.
fun, informative. Same with Blue's Clues. It was a very fun, informative. But
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
Dora the Explorer take the place of these two shows as fun, informative things?
Now that is a show that I never saw. That is a show that you can write me off because I never saw Dora nor Diego.
Yeah.
I never got there.
On the map.
Okay, next. Roswell, guys. Who is not a believer? I'm a believer. Are you a believer? Are you a believer, Rich?
But you're stealing from X-Files, which is another reboot in this genre, the alien genre now.
By the way, Roswell is based on a book.
Okay,
but it's of books.
But alien stuff, right?
Yes, it's alien stuff, but it's based on a series of books. So it's not like, oh, X-Files. No, it's based on a series of books.
Okay.
X-Files brought the genre in,
created
a huge cult, and yes, people said, you know what, there are these books about aliens, let's do it. And it has Colin Hanks, and I love Colin Hanks.
Oh, I love him.
And Katherine Heigl, and what's her name?
She lost me when she got off of Grey's Anatomy and started doing those girl movies.
I like 27 Dresses.
Yeah, every girl likes 27 Dresses.
It's beautiful.
It's every girl's secret favorite film.
I love it. See? Stop messing with 27 Dresses. Yeah. Stop it. But Roswell, the first one, was an incredible show. Again, I'm a believer. And
this is a show I need to watch.
It's
the original.
It's all in Hulu, by the way. If you want to watch it, you can go.
Like, you don't need to give me the 30 seconds. Like, this is a show that's on my list. It's been on my list for so long.
And it's just so good, the way that they tackle the whole aliens, and the spaceship crashed in 1946, but they were in these bubbles. They were in this capsules. How do you say that word?
Capsules? Capsules?
Yeah.
Now you got me saying it like you. I'm Spanish now.
I'm turning Rich into a Latin guy, Ricardo. So
wrap everything in a tortilla. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this.
Ana arepa, por favor. Okay. This is not Mexico. Okay, so
how do you feel this reboot?
I liked it because the thing that the
so a successful reboot.
The difference between this reboot and the original one is that yes, it's down, like they went through the same plot, but they made it their own.
Okay, different characters, different actors, or is it an extension?
Same characters, but the characters are 10 years older than the original
I
run.
see. Okay, so
and it's a different way on the story, because in the original one you meet the characters in high school. On this one you meet them after they graduated from college. Okay. So this is like 10 years after they graduated.
Is it a reboot or an extension?
It will be more like an extension.
Yeah, extension. But this isn't really a reboot, though.
It's the same group, the same names, the same town, the same. You know, I find it hilarious because I started reading the books, and the character of the main character of the girl in the book, her name is Liz something, but it's a very American name. I'm gonna say Liz Parker. Liz Parker is her name. In the book, her name is Liz Orteco, and she is of Mexican descent. And on the show, which came out in 1999, doing Latin things was not, popular like it is right now.
What? We didn't have Latin things in 1999?
No, you know that right now, if you're a Latinx, or if you have a little bit of color, if you're interested, everything is fantastic.
What the F is a Latinx? Did you say Latinx?
Yes.
What the F is that?
According to people, which, by the way, it's not me, it's the correct way of talking to a Latin person, because it's a politically correct version of referring to a Latin person. I can't even say it. I think it's stupid.
Latinx? It sounds like the X generation of Latinos.
Yes.
Wow.
But I'm really excited with the new reboot, and it was picked up for a second season, and I'm looking forward to it this fall or next year.
Yeah.
Not sure. And well, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which is another one that I'm very happy.
This will be for. I think we should save for an October. But yes, Is this an extension? Because I never watched The Teenage Witch. Because
No,
that
it's
was
not an extension. It's completely different.
different. Okay. This
Yeah,
is
it's a whole different...
Same actress, though.
Yeah, same character, not same actress.
Oh, so
But-
Sabrina's a different... Okay. Just
Yeah,
a
no,
little
it's-
little more adult, darker.
It's a little more darker, but she's actually way younger.
Okay.
She looks way younger than the
Would
original
you like
one.
put this to Goosebumps, or what was the other...
Who?
Back in, like, this show here, Chilling
Mm-hmm.
Adventures, would you equate this to, like, Goosebumps, where it's, like, different stories?
I haven't seen Goosebumps.
Okay. There was, like, a kids' horror show back in the day.
No, it's a serialized TV show, so everything has an ending, and the other one picks up where the other one
Okay.
ended. It's not like the episode ends and the other one begins. It's really good. You need to watch it before we have our...
I do want to watch this, because this is definitely an October show.
So that concludes our full-on reboots.
Yeah, these are reboots. We've got, there's been failures and what do you call it? Successes like Hawaii Five-0. That was a big success.
Hawaii Five-0, I'm a big fan of that show.
I thought they did a great job. And
then we
like,
have shows that...
Veronica Vaughn, which is surprising because Veronica Vaughn is your favorite show, and it's on the failed reboot list here.
I think that we need to have a full-on episode so I can say all of my things. But to all the marshmallows out there with me, you know why I'm angry. And it's because of the death on that final episode.
I guess we're a spoiler show, so it doesn't matter. But don't spoil it for me.
I do not want to spoil it for you, but it's because of that last episode on the new one that I can't.
Gotcha. Like Twilight Zone, that was a shame. Knight Rider, of course, that was going to be a fail. MacGyver, I don't know if that would have held up. It didn't. X-Files didn't hold up to the magic. Guys, let us know your successes and failures of reboots at Twitter.
On
Seriology
Twitter
TV, yeah.
On Twitter and Instagram.
And Instagram, yeah. We got our Instagram page
up. Remember to please subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Or if you're on YouTube, just give us a thumbs up. And always leave us comments. We
want to know. We want to know from you guys.
Yeah, we love reading your comments. We're everywhere. We're on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah, right now it's a comment. Right now we've got a comment. So we loved reading it.
Yes. We've read that one comment I don't know how many times. So it
was our first, so it's like the first dollar bill you make, you frame it. That was our first comment.
Yes, and you guys are our family and we love you, so until later.
Yeah, just drop us a line and keep on watching. Let us know.
Love you guys. Well, that's all for now, folks. Hope you like it. Remember to tweet us at Seriology TV with a message of what shows you think we should add to our bucket list. Or if you want to leave a comment about how awesome we are. See you next week, Seri lovers, and remember, whatever you are, you'll always be in our TV hearts.